Being fit. What does being fit mean actually? Are you talking about being healthy? Being healthy could mean a lot of things. If you're completely sedentary, you're on the couch, you haven't moved around, just getting any kind of exercise. I'm talking about taking 3 10-minute walks a day is being healthy. Is it that you want your cholesterol to drop? Do you want to lose weight? Or do you want to get ripped? Because those are also two different things. If we're talking about losing 10 pounds just to feel a little bit better, that's a very different protocol than getting ripped. What's a protocol for being healthy? Take 3 10-minute walks or 1 30-minute walk a day. Try to get a little bit of resistance training in. Cut your calories back slightly, but still in a livable, sustainable manner. But if your goal is getting ripped and you want to get shredded, 6-pack, look like you haven't seen a carb in 20 years, this is a completely different game that we're playing. We're gonna have to be very meticulous on our calories. We're gonna have to cut them down and probably continually cut them down as we're shrinking in size. We gotta make sure we're maintaining muscle, so we gotta eat the right amount of protein. And we're gonna probably have to add little bits of cardio, whether that be in steps, and intentional up a Stairmaster, whatever works for you, as well as resistance training to try to maintain that muscle, because if you're not maintaining that muscle, you're not gonna look ripped, you're gonna look skinny fat. But what if being fit to you means to gain muscle? Well, that's a completely different situation than getting ripped and being healthy. There's some crossover, definitely, but it's different. This goal, if I try to go to get ripped, but actually I want to build muscle, I'm going to end up in two very different places. So if you want to build muscle, you got to be in a caloric surplus, meaning you're eating more calories than we're burning, even if it's a slight surplus. That way, we're giving ourselves with enough protein, the building blocks to build muscle mass, to grow the muscle. We have to lift progressively. Those two things, whether you're doing get ripped or building muscle, are the same. You are gonna have to get your cardio in, but you actually don't wanna do too much. It's a situation where we're building muscle that we don't wanna burn too many calories. So if you're hitting like your favorite boxing workout, which would be great for being healthy, pretty good for getting ripped, but if your goal is to build muscle, you might have to cut those back a couple times a week, or at least eat more food. Well, if you're trying to get ripped, you might have to eat less food. If you guys see where I'm going here, being specific actually matters. What about if it's more athletic? This is an entirely different game we're playing. If you want to jump higher, if you want to run faster, if you want to be more explosive, the types of training you're going to be doing matter. Maybe building too much muscle might not make you that might not be the athletic that you want. Maybe getting too lean won't help you be more athletic. Being healthy always is a good thing. This always correlates together. But potentially your training modalities will be completely different if you're just trying to be athletic. You might be doing more plyometrics, more explosive, might be doing Olympic lifts, a lot more sport-specific training, which if you're trying to gain muscle, that might mean you need even more calories for. This is a very different goal. If I aim here, but I'm trying to get here, I might be sorely disappointed. How about cardio endurance? This is a completely different game now. This right here, we need to make sure what we're eating, we're getting enough carbohydrates to fuel ourselves for these long distance runs. We need to condition ourselves for long distance runs. Probably having large amounts of muscle, big giant muscle mass isn't gonna help your cardiovascular endurance because it just needs a lot of energy, those big muscles to fuel them. But it takes a lot more planning to keep that muscle mass. What you're eating, what your goals will be completely different. And if you're trying to do cardio endurance to get ripped, you might be in a problem there too because you can't outrun a bad diet. And if you're trying to eat enough calories to get some really good cardio endurance to go long distance, then you might not be in a big enough calorie deficit to get ripped. And if you are getting ripped, your energy requirements might be too great for the long cardiovascular endurance, so you won't be able to sustain it. So be specific. What do you mean when you go to train and say you want to be fit? Pick which road you want to go and stick to it until you get to that goal. You could always switch roles. You could start out being healthy, then realize you want to get ripped, and then build muscle, then get more athletic, and then do cardio endurance or any other which way. It switches either way, but pick where you want to go, because if you go for one and then you end up trying to switch to that one, you're not going to get either result. Find what you want to do, stick to it, be specific on what do you mean by being fit or getting in shape.